Hey everybody, I'm Erica Carlson with BRIX Real Estate. Thank you for joining me. Whether you're a homeowner, thinking about selling, not thinking about selling, that doesn't matter, or a home buyer, you might find this data really interesting. And I am going to dig right in because it's pretty flat from the last week. So we're going to keep this short and sweet. We've really had no change in showing activity, which is a really interesting metric. I've shared this with you many times before. This is showings per week per listing. So if you had a house on the market, you would expect about 3 showings a week. That would be completely average and normal. And again, exceptions would be for people who just listed their house or have been on the market for a really long time. They might not be seeing that number 3. If you're in Hennepin County, it's closer to 5. And the reason we look at decimals is just because we're seeing those little changes. So when you look at the last 3 weeks for Hennepin County, we went from 5.1 to 4.4 to 4.8. Obviously, if I'm selling a house, I'm not going to feel 4.8 showings. That obviously doesn't exist. So it's like somewhere between 4 to 5. So not a lot of changes in either county. Because we're in a new month, we have new data and we can see the average days on market has bumped up to 47, nothing significant over 44. So a person wouldn't feel that. And 25 is the median. And so there's a lot of misconceptions around days on market. Sometimes people think, oh, the days are really long. Well, ask your local realtor if the days are long. Depending on where the house is located, what type of property it is, I would just kind of hesitate to make any assumptions about what a long amount of time is, or even short. I mean, there's always going to be exceptions. And the biggest thing I hear is new construction. Like, people don't understand the days on market tick different on new construction versus resale properties. And now we're looking at what is on the market, right? So we have 564 total properties to purchase in Wright County, only for 181 when we take out the contingencies. Yes, it's a slight decline over the last 2 weeks. I'm not sure a person would notice this. Same with TNAS. Pendings bumped down, closings went up by 2. I mean, none of this just isn't anything people are going to necessarily feel. It's been pretty flat as we're moving into August in the summer market. And now in terms of absorption rate, now that's just a really fancy way of saying if not one more house that came on the market, in particular, we're talking about Wright County, between the 250 to 500K range, when would we run out of houses? When would there be nothing left to buy? And we're at 2.4. And that seems significant. We're comparing it to 21 and 22, those years. That's, you look at that bar on my screen and it's like, whoa, what happened there? And it's like, well, higher interest rates are definitely in fact impacting people. However, this time last year, the interest rates were pretty comparable. So it is interesting to see how much things have slowed down and that people are, kind of holding back more. I know lots of people that would sell their house if they could just find the right house. And then the other objection I hear a lot is if interest rates came down. And so one thing to be mindful of, if you're in that camp, I know I probably just spoke to many of you. You went, yep, that's me. I would move if interest rates were different. And nobody's arguing that, but I am going to point out something to you just to be aware of. When interest rates came down over COVID, right? We had these record historical lows. House prices went up even more. Like, people were paying $100,000 over asking to get the house under contract. The competition was immense. And I've told you guys many times before, the competition already exists on these really cute houses, waterfront, acreage, highly desirable homes, well staged, very clean, great houses. You're still going to be in multiple offers right now. So waiting for interest rates to come down, you're going to even have more buyers out there competing for the same properties, either making it impossible to get something under contract, or very, very challenging. How many houses are you going to lose out until it clicks? And so with that in mind, if minimally you're one of those people I'm speaking to, get your house ready. Don't sit literally on the sidelines until that house shows up. If you're not pre-approved, that needs to be taken care of. Even though the pre-approval will expire at some point, talking to a loan officer, moving the thing forward, right? Like, just not waiting and waiting. Like, get the real numbers today. If I had put my house on the market today, what would it sell for? I'm happy to give you those numbers. It takes time. It's not something I'm not just going to give you some algorithm number. I'm actually going to analyze what I know about your house and give you a solid number. In fact, I know I have somebody waiting for me right now to give them the number on their house, because I really want to take my time and give them accurate information. So you take what you're going to sell for, you get a real estate agent to help you subtract out all your expenses so you get the net or what you're going to make. You take that in combination with what your loan officer is telling you. Now, if that makes you halt right there, which is fine, we respect that. We understand it's a personal decision. It's not about just moving to move, right? But now what can you do to get the house ready? And again, a local realtor can help you decide which projects are necessary. If you are in certain cities, Golden Valley, for example, comes to mind. Orono comes to mind. Minneapolis, St. Paul, and again, I know you're probably in Wright County if you're watching this. However, there are POSs or TISHs that are required in certain cities. So for example, if you're in Wright County, you're going to have to get a point of sale on your septic if you have one. So why not do that sooner than later? Why not find out who to call? How much is it going to cost? What can I get in motion to be ready for, so here's ultimately what I'm trying to say. I find that perfect house and it's going to take me 1 to 2 months to get my house ready. You're not going to get that house. It's like, it's just going to keep repeating that process. So can you get your house ready? Could your real estate agent take pictures for you in advance and just maybe do the interior pictures, and then you could do the exterior later? But what can I do, whether it's these inspections, whether it's repairs, whether it's paint, pictures, whatever it is, to get the house ready, market ready? Even who's my real estate agent when that all happens? You know, what can I line up? These are important questions and things I just don't hear people thinking about. They want to go look at houses. They do not want to do the work to be ready. If that were to be the perfect house, they are, and gosh, if you're watching this and you know me, there was no offense meant in that, but it's just changing the storyline for you. It's making you successful. So when that perfect house pops up, it's ready to go. Now, one thing I can do to, help you if you're not ready for the full analysis of what your house would sell for, you could go with a middle ground, which is what I'm offering you at all times, which is a market report. It tells you active, solds, pendings. I can narrow it down to your neighborhood, which is the best way to do it, and you'll see that in my link. Or you could pick it by city. I think I have Delano, Buffalo, St. Michael, and Rockford already there for you. It's not nearly going to be as precise as giving you one for your neighborhood. Maybe it's just good enough because you're curious. You want to see what's going on. And I welcome you to check it out if you have a free moment. It'll also give you my contact information. So in the future, if you have real estate questions or concerns, you know how to reach me. My number is below. My main website is iheartminneapolishomes.com, MPLS. I'm always happy to be a resource for any of you at any point. Just reach out directly, and I hope you have a fantastic week. Thank you so much.